What did I tell you guys? You have to have faith. Didn't I say that earlier? You have to have faith. This your girl Hannah B, Courier Chick, and today is Tuesday the 23rd. And if you watched my previous video, I had a round trip to Savannah. I got back around 12 o'clock. I was kicking back in the recliner watching Nola Grind on YouTube. I had Walmart Spark on, and got a call to do a pickup at the hospital. I'm pulling up here now, going to Georgetown. 63 miles, 120 bucks. And if I did not have faith, I might not have gotten this opportunity. You know what I mean? God knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. So let me run in here, see what I'm picking up, and I'll be right back. I got an airspace popping up. Right now, it's I think it's going to Myrtle Beach, 98 miles. They only want to pay $98. So I'm trying to see if it'll go up, or if they'll text me and I can get a little bit more money for it. If I can, I'm going to take it. If not, I'm not going to take it, because actually Myrtle Beach is an hour away from Georgetown. So you know what I mean? I'm not trying to go out of my way. I'm not trying to go out of my way, but we going to see. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. See it? That's what I picked out. Let's go get this in the car. That airspace never came back through, so I don't know. Maybe somebody got it. 98 miles, $89, I think. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. I got her picked up. Now we gotta drive 60, I think it's 67 miles to Georgetown. Little box back there. It's gonna take me an hour. Like I said, 67 miles. I'm getting paid 120 bucks. So yeah, you gotta have faith, guys. You gotta have faith. Let me try to make sure I hit nobody backing up. But anyway, yeah. Listen, I don't know what was up with last week, but this week, oh my God, it is turning out to be a great, great, great week. So, let's go ahead and drop this off, and I want to talk to you guys about Spark, Walmart Spark, and to be honest with you, Gig App in general. Just Gig App in general, but mainly Walmart Spark. I'm gonna have a conversation on that. I'm gonna give you guys some tips and strategies on, you know, how to use it, how to make the best of it. Okay. Tap in when I get to Georgetown. Alright guys, I just pulled up to the hospital. Let me go take this box inside of here. I gotta go to, I think, the second or third floor pathology. Drop this off. And that's where I'm at. Well, you probably can't see it, but that's where I'm at. Gotta go to the emergency room side. Oh, let me unlock the door. And drop it off. And then when I come back, we're gonna talk about Spark and Gig Apps. Oh. Alright guys. I can't never remember if it's the second or the third floor. I know it's called his right here. I think it's histology. I think that's it. Yeah. I think that's it. But I think it's the third floor. I come to this hospital so much. Seems like I would remember, right? Yeah, that's cytology. So it's histology, guys, that I have to come to. So let me go drop this off, take a picture, get a name, and then we're gonna talk. All right, guys. They're gone. She said they normally leave around 5 o'clock. So I left it across the hall at the lab, the main blood bank. They said they'll take it and give it to them tomorrow. So just waiting on this elevator, and we're gonna get to the car, and we're going to talk. We're gonna Spark talk today, y'all. We're gonna Spark talk. Alright guys, I'm back. So today we're going to talk about strategy. We're going to talk about different ways to make money. If you want to make $800 to $1,000 a week, it's not hard. It really is not hard. For the people that do Spark, that does Spark, it's not hard. This is a strategy that I use on Sundays. Okay? And on Sundays, I can make anywhere from $300 to $400 on a Sunday. I normally get up and I catch the store at 5:45. I catch the 6 o'clock drops at Walmart. And I do Walmart Spark until 9 o'clock. I turn on Instacart. And I do Instacart orders until 12. And then I switch back to Spark. I do Spark from 12 to 2, maybe 3, but normally it's like 2 o'clock. And then after 2 o'clock on Sundays, it's kind of hit or miss. So then I turn on Instacart again until maybe around 4. So I do it for maybe about 2 hours. Then I turn Spark back on because at 4 o'clock on Sundays, that's when the really good high-paying orders come out on Spark. And I do Spark from 4 till like 7:30. So I'm out, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 9 hours. And I can make anywhere from $300 to $400. I do a lot of cherry picking. I don't just accept any order that come out. If it's a short distance, anything less than maybe 3 miles, I'll take an order for $15, $18, because I can be able to shop, drop it off, and I can be back in maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes tops. Anything like say 1 mile or 3 miles, it's going to take me 5 minutes to drop it off. Depending on the item count is another thing. I'm not going to do a $15 order and I'm picking up 35 or more items. I'm just not going to do that. I don't care if it's going 0.0 miles. I'm not taking anything that's more than 35 items and that counts for $15. I try to stay in a 10-mile radius of the store. I try not to go more than 10 miles unless it's paying more than $45. I think the most miles I would drive would be maybe 15 to 17 miles from the store. But like I said, it has to be more than $45, $50 for me to do that. And the item count, got to be, I would say maybe 40, 45 items or less. I don't like shopping for anything more than 40, 45 items. I'm just not going to do that. I don't. So to be honest with you, like I said, I can make $300 to $400 on a Sunday. What I do is I do Spark early in the mornings. Like I said, I get to the store around 5:45, and I try to get at least 2 or 3 orders in, like $30 a piece, 30, maybe 33. I try to make $100 in the morning. I go do my runs. I come back. Normally by the time I get back, it kind of depends on where I'm going. Like today I got back like at 12 o'clock. And like I said, around 12 to 2, it's okay. It's really a lot of pickup orders around that time. I really don't like to do pickup orders. I rarely do pickup orders unless it's one customer, maybe 2 customers, but the item count has to be really low. Maybe, I don't know, 15 items a customer maybe. For each customer on a pickup, I'll do it depending on the miles. So it kind of depends on what time I get back. If I get back like 4 o'clock and I'm doing Spark till maybe 7:30, I try to make like another $100, $150. So that right there is already $250 a day. You know what I mean? If I do that, 4 days, 5 days a week, I've already made $1,000. That's not even counting Sunday. So Monday through Friday, I can already make $1,000. And then whatever I make on Sunday, I can make $1,300 to $1,400 a week if it plays out like that. My situation is different from somebody that does Spark full time. Normally, a full-time Spark person, you're out there at least 12 to 16 hours a day. And personally, I've seen people do Spark 16 hours a day and can make at least $400 or $500 a day, depending on the area. Depending on your area, depending on the Walmart you Spark at, would determine how much money you can make from that Walmart. The Walmart I used to shop at was the big Walmart. I stopped shopping at that Walmart because it started to get too saturated. It started to get a lot of bots, and you can tell when the store has a lot of bots because as soon as the order flashes, it's gone. Sometimes you don't even see what it is, it's gone. That Walmart, to be honest with you, I'm not knocking anybody. That's them to do whatever they want to do. But I could see that they were working with teams, of drivers. Where you have 2 or 3 drivers, you got somebody getting the order, they're shopping it, they're bringing it out. taking it to the car, and then somebody else, it's like a cycle, like a rotating cycle. So I used to Spark. I think I sparked there from. I got accepted on Spark last year. I think it was August, and so maybe about 6 months, maybe I sparked at that Walmart. I decided to move to the Walmart closer to my house because, like I said, I live in a rural area. It's 2 Marketplace Walmart in that area. They're small. I don't have to worry about getting bulk items. I don't have to worry about going from one side of the store to the other side of the store. You know what I mean? The majority of the time is grocery or, hygiene products, maybe some dog food, cat food, like stuff like that. But it's not, the Marketplace stores, they're small. You can easily get in and you can easily get out. I normally shop at one particular one, like I said, it's 2, but they're like maybe, I would say maybe 10 to 15 minutes apart. So I kind of stick to the one that's closer to my house because actually I can sit in my living room and I can get orders from my living room. No lie. I can get orders from my living room. So I spark at the one like it's 5 minutes away from my house. To be honest with you, I can get an order and be to that Walmart in 5 minutes. So it's like I don't have to sit out in the hot sun in a hot car trying to get orders. You know what I mean? So that's what I do. So sometimes you have to change up your strategy. If you see that, the area is getting saturated, the store is getting saturated with drivers, find a different Walmart. Like find a Walmart that's out of the way, that's not in a busy, a busy area. The Walmart that I shop to now is like, it's hardly ever busy. The pickup area is always empty. I mean, always empty. I can go in the store. It's never crowded. So I can easily get in and get out. And the drop-offs aren't far. Like, not far at all. I mean, there's been times that I have, had a couple of orders that went kind of far, but they were paying like $60, $70. So, I didn't mind driving 15 miles or 17 miles because I'm making $60, $70. So sometimes you have to change up your strategy. You got to change up your store. Sometimes you got to change up your hours. If you see that, not a lot of good paying orders are coming out early in the morning and more orders are coming out more towards the evening, find something else to do in the mornings. Maybe, turn on Roadie in the mornings and do Roadie orders until, a certain time in the evening, and then you turn on your Spark, you turn on your Instacart, and, or your DoorDash or Uber. DoorDash and Uber to me is better around lunchtime and they're better around dinner time. So once you get finished, like, with your Spark or in your Instacart in the afternoon, that's when you turn on your Uber Eats, your DoorDash, your Grubhub or whatever else that, food delivery pickup type thing. Turn those on more towards in dinner time in the evenings, and then you can make, money around that time. You know what I mean? But you have to have a strategy, and you have to know how much money that, you want to make per day. If you're trying to make $200 a day, okay, I need to do this in the early part of the day. I need to do this in the midday. I need to do this in the afternoon. Even if you made just say you made your $200 and it's around 4 or 5 o'clock, still try to make extra money. Still try to make an extra $50 or extra $100 because maybe that's on a Monday. Maybe that Tuesday is slow in your area. And you may not make $200 on that Tuesday, but you already made an extra $50 or $100 the day before. So just say you made $100 on Tuesday, but you made an extra $100 on Monday. It all adds up. So just because you made your $200, your goal, always try to make more. Always try to make more because you don't know how the rest of that week is going to go. You may have a rainy week. Like last week, it rained every day. That was another reason why I think that things were slow in my area. You would think that it would pick up once it rained, but it didn't. I mean, it was slow. So you might have a rainy week to whereas, you can't go out and do Spark or Instacart or Uber or whatever the case may be because, it's just raining just that much that you don't want to get soaking wet. I have a raincoat, but I still get wet, like my legs, my shoes, they still get wet even with a raincoat on. So if it's a really hard downpour, no, I'm not going to go out there and Spark. No, I'm not going to turn on Instacart. I'm not going to get like soaking wet. I'm just not. Now, if it's just like drizzling or light rain, yeah, I'll do it. Downpour, I'm not gonna do it. Also, you want to know how much you want to make an hour. You want to make $25 an hour, $30 an hour. Basically, that's how you know what orders that you want to take. So if you want to make $30 an hour and you get a Spark order and it's $30 and it says that it's going to take, just say it's $30, it's $30, but it's going 10 miles. It's going to take you 30 minutes to shop. So it's going to take you 30 minutes to shop. 10 miles normally takes you about 20 minutes. So that's already 50 minutes. Then you got to drop it off. So that means you got to drive 20 minutes to drop it off. You got to drive 20 minutes back. That's a little bit over an hour. So you made $30 for that hour. So basically try to make what you want to make in an hour. So you accept orders and that amount. If you want to make $25 an hour, then you accept $25 orders and up. You know what I mean? Depending on how long it's going to take to shop, or however long it's going to take you to sit at the pickup area, how long it's going to take you to drop it off, how long it's going to take you to get back to the store. And I see a lot of people talking about the honeymoon phase. Like they're saying, oh yeah, you just got accepted to Spark, you just got accepted to Instacart or whatever the app is. And then you're in the honeymoon phase, so of course they're going to give you all the orders. They're going to give you the high-paying orders, or whatever the case may be. I don't believe in the honeymoon phase. I believe in the hustle and the grind. It's really up to you as to how much money you can make. A lot of people don't cherry pick. A lot of people do cherry pick. I cherry pick. I'm not going to accept a $30 order and I got to drive 30 miles to drop it off. I'm just not. I see a lot of people take those orders. Because they're not going off of miles. They're going off of the dollar amount. You know, they're not worrying about it's going to take them an hour to drop that off. Because if you think 30 miles, it's going to take you an hour. It's going to take you almost an hour to drop that thing off. You know what I mean? So, and an hour to get back to the store. So really, you're not making $30, you're making $15 an hour. So you guys really got to start using this right here when you're taking these orders. So I don't believe in a honeymoon phase. It may be true. It may be when you first sign up and then you first get accepted that they give you the good orders because they want you to, to stay, and they want you to do these orders. Like when I first got on Spark, but I got on Spark in August. So you got to think I got on right before the holidays. I got on right before Thanksgiving. So, it was good, and especially Thanksgiving. Then it died out a little bit, and then here comes Christmas, and it was really good, and after Christmas, it died out again. Then it did some changes after Christmas where they changed the rates, and they changed how they put the orders out. Now you can do the GMD orders along with grocery. They changed all of that stuff. I don't do those type of orders. I don't do the routes. I don't do any of those like 10 stop, 20 stops. I don't do any of that stuff because I'm not going to do 20 stops and you're going to pay me $70 when I can accept one $35 order and then finish that and get another $35 order. You understand what I'm saying? And not have to have 20 stops. I can just have 2 stops. So I'm just not going to do it. For some people, that's good for them because they can do that route. They can make that $80. They can come back to the store after 2.5 hours, and they can pick maybe up another one, maybe paying that, or maybe paying a little bit less, or maybe a little bit more, and they already made close to their $200 goal with 2 routes. But that's what, 5 hours, maybe 5-6 hours, and they made their money. That's good for them. You know what I mean? Personally, for me, it doesn't work for me because, I don't know when my phone is going to ring. So I can't get tied up into an $80 route or a $70 route, and my phone rings and I can't do my runs for my contracts because I'm tied up on this route. So for me, it just don't work for me. You know what I mean? I can't tell other people what to do. What's good for them is good for them. So basically, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about as far as Spark, as far as any gig app is. Know how much money you want to make a day or how much money you're trying to make a week. Set a goal and then you figure out which Walmart is good for you and what area is good for you. You may not want to go in a busy area or the city. You may want to go in the outskirts where there are not a lot of drivers, but you know, you got a good bit of orders coming out. The Walmart that I shop at is not like the Walmart that I used to shop at. Like, I mean, the orders was pumping out, but I could barely get an order because I could barely have time to look at it, see what it is or anything. I would have to accept it, look at it, and if I didn't like it, I would have to cancel it. And then now here it is again. Once you cancel, what, 4 or 5, I think, the time you've got to set out for an hour or 2 hours. So the Walmart that I'm at now, no, it's not a hell of a lot of orders like the big Walmart, but I have time to actually look at it. I have time to actually see what the items are and decide whether I want to do it or not. You know, so far, knock on wood, I don't see any bots or anything at this Walmart. You know, the orders aren't disappearing just like that. So it's enough orders coming out for me to make, like I said, $300 to $400 on a Sunday. Saturdays in my area is not good at all. I don't even care what Walmart it is. I've tried every last one in my area on a Saturday. It's just not good. In my area on Saturdays, you see a lot of family. They're out, they're shopping, they're eating out, they're doing stuff with the kids. You know what I mean? They're not ordering groceries or they're not ordering Uber Eats or whatever until later on in the evening, and then you see a lot of orders coming out on Uber or DoorDash or whatever, you know, gig food app you use. But early part of the day, it sucks. So that's why I started taking Saturdays off. Friday in my area is the same thing. Friday daytime, because you know a lot of people are at work on Fridays. But once 4 o'clock hits on a Friday, there's a lot of orders coming out because now people are ordering their groceries before they leave the job. So when they get home, you know, the groceries at the door waiting on them, or once they get home, they look and see what all they need, you know, for the weekend. And a lot of orders are coming out on Friday afternoon. So in my area, Sunday and Monday is the best days in my area, to be honest. Sunday and Monday. Those 2 days are the best days. So basically, $200 is easy to make. I'm not even gonna lie. $200 is easy to make, but you have to multi-app. I see a lot of people in the groups on Facebook saying how they sitting around in the parking lot for hours. Like, you never want to sit. You never want to be sitting in your car for an hour, 2 hours and not making any money. Turn on some of your other apps. You know, sign up for every app you can sign up for. Like, get accepted on every app that you can get accepted for. When one app is not hot, turn on something else and still try to make money. You never want to just sit. Even if you only, just say you sit an hour and you turn on Uber and you only made maybe $30, $40. At least you made something besides sitting in the parking lot and not making nothing. And you guys need to be choosy about the orders that you accept. Don't accept these orders that don't make sense. If it does not pay $2 to $3 a mile, don't take it. Don't take it. I mean, really, don't take it. Don't take an order and it's upside down. You're going 20 miles, but the job is paying $10. Like, no, I'm not going to take that. So you guys need to stop taking that too. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say on that. Start using strategy. Start using your brain. You know, cherry pick if you have to. I know some of you guys, you know, you're just taking anything, you know what I mean, just taking it. Learn how to cherry pick. You know, learn how to take these 30 and up orders. If you take anything less than 30, then it got to be less than 5 miles. The item count has to be low. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say today. We are on our way home. I should be home around 6 o'clock. I might turn on Spark just to kind of see if anything catches my eye before I go in the house around 7:30. If anything doesn't catch my eye before I get to my door, then I'll be going home. I will be going home. And I got a round trip tomorrow again to Savannah again. So I'll be back around 11:30 tomorrow. I'll be back early tomorrow. Airspace, I think it was only that one airspace I told you guys about earlier that was going to Myrtle Beach for, I think it was $89 and the miles was 98 miles. I was not going to take that because it was actually going past where I was going. So I was not going to take that one. I could have done it, but then I would have to drive an hour from Georgetown to Myrtle Beach, and then I would have to drive 2 hours from Myrtle Beach back home. That just was not worth it for me, so I didn't take that. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys stay blessed, and I hope you guys have a prosperous rest of your day and a prosperous day again tomorrow. Peace out, guys. It's your girl Hannah B. Signing out, guys.